Welcome to the 1 Minute Mobility Series. I'm going to give you 5 different movement sequences that you can practice at home with no equipment that'll help you level up your athleticism for any sport. All right, let's go. All right, part 5, the final episode here. We're going to focus all on our ankle and we're going to learn to bounce. So I'm going to start in the split stance, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and I'm just going to rebound back and forth, switching my stances as I go. The first thing I'm thinking about as I get into the split stance bound is the stiffness in my foot. I'm not pushing off my foot, I'm just stiffening my foot so it's acting like a spring and just rebounding on every step. So I just really want to think about having that stiff foot and I'm just sort of pinging off the ground. Then the second thing I'm starting to think about is where do I not need tension? So much of strength training is about creating more and more and more tension. But being an athlete is actually more about releasing tension and having that timely release of tension that allows us to be springy. So here, I need tension in my feet. I can feel it build up through my calves, up into my hamstrings, but I don't need tension in my jaw. I don't need tension in my neck and my shoulders. So I want to start to release that. Okay, starting with split stance bound, now I'm going to go to a lateral shuffle. So I'm going to take a couple of steps and then I'm going to change direction. And it's really in that change of direction step that I experience the high lateral forces. And one of the things I want you to focus on is the angle of that step. So if my feet are underneath me, it's hard to change directions very quickly. I'm going to be on the ground a long time, I'm going to be really slow. But if I can steepen that angle, I can change directions really fast. So building that steep angle, that short ground contact time. Just build up intensity and speed over time. Don't go full blast right away because it's very elastic. It's going to put a lot of stress on your tissues. All right, last step. Let's add some rhythm to this bound. So I'm going to start by just pedaling my hands back as my feet get into that rhythmic bound. Just making big arm circles that are coordinated and timed with my feet. Then I can change the pattern of my hands. I can start throwing them straight. I can go into a running pattern. All right, I love that. I love adding that rhythm to it. When we get into those really rhythmic bounds, you really start to learn the timing of your elastic tissue because it has a certain rebound time. And when you can really harness that by stiffening your feet, you can get so fast on your feet in any sport. So, 1 minute mobility routine. I'm gonna start with some split stance bounds. Great place to really start thinking of my feet, stiffening my feet. Then I'm gonna add in that little lateral shuffle. I'm gonna start slow. I'm really thinking about having very quiet feet. Notice I'm not building a lot of vertical. All of my movements are lateral. And then I start to get into the rhythm step. Okay, there you have it. That was number 5, learning to bound. I think that bounding should be an integral and year-round part of any training program, simply because there is no other joint that is more energy efficient than the ankle. The ankle returns 61% of the energy, where most of our joints operate at about 10 to 25%. And what that tells us is that our ankle is purpose-built for spring, and if we learn to harness that spring when we transition out to running and really any foot-powered sport, we're going to notice that we're just stiffer, quicker, more reactive, more agile, and more able to go further with less energy. All of these movements, along with many, many others, are part of our new Run IQ series that drops on May 23rd. This was the last in this video series. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you out there.